Whipping all this dope up in the trap house. We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. It don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Chief. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but like Black Clover is about to get a very increased in fluctuation in Bandwagon. Now, you probably think, how is that a bad thing? You know, it's really not. That means more people are going to be finally watching Black Clover. More people are going to be into the anime. More people are going to have a peak of interest trying to read the manga. And more people are going to be giving their own personal thoughts and personal opinions regarding the series. And you know, there's going to be more people involved with it. Now, the reason why I say this is because if you guys don't know, and a lot of you guys probably won't know because you don't read the manga, there's this arc called The Witch's Forest where there's going to have something that happens regarding Asta and the gang. And basically, as this arc continues and as different things start to like flourish, a lot of people are going to see a lot of different things happen, and they're going to start to get more intrigued by the series as well as the franchise. Now, a few factors that have to go into this. Once people realize how well that Black Clover handles like character development, it's really amazing. Like, I honestly give it more credit than I should in terms of it, but at the same time, it's only because they do it so well. Like, if you look at like all the different things that take place in Black Clover, you look at the development of Noelle, you look at the development of Finral. You know, at first when we looked at Finral was like kind of weak and he never really did anything. But if you look at what happened in the Water Temple, you guys start to see him use his powers. And if you guys watch the recent episode that just took place today, you saw like all these different things happen. You know what I'm saying? You started to see him use his power and start to see him be more out there. You see Noelle develop her powers a little bit more further. You start to see, you know, Gray, you know, get rid of her shyness in order to use her abilities to help, you know, like the teammates and shit like that. So it's all going to start to play a different role and all play a different factor in how everybody perceives the mission and basically go forward when they do different things. And that's honestly one good thing I love about Black Clover. Now, in terms of like what's about to happen in this next arc, that's going to be like the major arc. Obviously, we're going to have to find something to deal with Asta's arms, and you know, because he's bandaged up, he's pretty messed up. So as that progresses, so as you guys start to see that take place, we're going to start to get a lot of defining things. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this specific topic in general, I was watching today's episode of Black Clover, and honestly, I'm just falling in love with the series all over again. You know, this is like the second episode into like the new season, and they're already doing some tight ass shit. Mind you, I already read the manga, but just to see everything animated, it was just really dope. You know, we got Asta not able to use his arms, but with the help from Finral as well as his other team members. You know, he uses Charmy Sheep to thrust himself across, and then he uses the portal from my boy to basically go ahead and attack the enemy and get down on Langris's back and let him know, look, you're fucking up. What you're doing is completely wrong. Making him completely aware that, look, you're supposed to be a magic knight. You're here for the people. You're supposed to protect the people. Like, you see all these different moments in Black Clover where it's like, damn, Asta is really reading these people their rights, and these are people that are really supposed to be already knowing this, because most of them are either nobles, somebody with high level magic powers, or high ranking, you know, people that just want to like do things and show off their powerful magic on, like, just because they supposed to be already aware that their sole role is to protect and let everybody know, hey, look, you know, we are the Magic Knights and we have your back. You know what I'm saying? Because this man was about to sacrifice, you know, and that's something that we see Asta do a lot. Asta like changes a lot of people, and that's what I like about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like about Black Clover. I know a lot of people saying, oh, that's probably a form of talk no jutsu, but it's kind of one of those things where it's not necessarily talk no jutsu versus kind of doing the right thing. Like, talk no jutsu was the art of letting them know about my dream and letting them know about what I wanted to do and shit like that. You know, obviously Asta has a moment where he does talk about how he will be the Wizard King, but you know, he kind of lets people know just because you're like a noble doesn't give you the right to talk down on people who are like peasants and stuff like that. Just because you come from money doesn't mean, you know, you can shit on somebody who doesn't have money. You know what I'm saying? He tries to teach them humanisms and let them know, hey, this is how things should work, this is how things should be, and not how you have this egotistic, you know, lifestyle that basically caters to everything you want. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to talk to people like they're shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to talk to everybody equally and treat everybody equally with respect. And that's something we see Asta throughout the whole entire series. That's what we see him do to motivate Finral. You know, Finral saw how hard he's always working to like prove to other people that even if you come from nothing, you can still be something. Now obviously Naruto had that same same background, you know, but even still, you know, we seen him sway Finral, who was somebody who doesn't really use any offensive magic. We only see him open up portals. We seen him sway Vanessa, who was the drunk, you know what I'm saying? All she did was get wasted. You know, we seen him help, you know, my girl Noelle, you know, focus her power. You know, obviously she had a little bit of help from Kohana, basically letting her know, hey, you're trying not to, like, you know, hit people, but at the same time you're subconsciously suppressing your magic, so just let it go, you know what I'm saying? But still, he gave her like the driving factor for her wanting to get stronger, and that's something we see Asta do. And like, that's why I like everybody in this series, because they start to develop in their own accord. You know, it's not one of those things where, you know, they just kind of focus on the main character and kind of push through. Now, I love My Hero, but I feel like My Hero does kind of focus more so on Deku. There are moments where we see Kai-chan take the spotlight, but that's more so because, you know, he is the rival to the main character. And then we see Todoroki, who had the development of not using his fire quirk due to his father and stuff like that, but then we saw that change early on. But outside of that, you know, we don't really get that major background development for the other characters. More so is, hey, we got this upgrade, or we've been training too, and then it just kind of happens. You know, there was whole arcs dedicated to these people. We seen whole arcs dedicated to Noelle. We seen the whole Water Temple arc dedicated to Vanessa and Finral. You know what I'm saying? We seen a whole arc dedicated to Gauche, you know what I'm saying? You know, and his sister complex and not wanting to help people. You know, we seen a lot of different things in the series that push a lot of people to like develop on their own, not to mention they focus on each one of their characteristics and personalities like individually, you know what I'm saying? So as the Witches Forest arc progresses, we're going to start to see that happen again. We're going to start to see that unfold, and we're going to start to see more development. Now, obviously, there's something else in terms of this development. It's probably going to further push Vanessa more so than anybody else. You know, that is a bit of spoiler, so I will not go into context, but at the same time, you know, you're going to see that individual development versus, you know, Asta also has his like co-development with it. Everybody has like their own, you know, traits. You know, they have their own reasoning for improving. You know, Finral at some point or another is probably going to have to improve, because if you guys watch today's episode, we saw his brother Langris, who was basically a complete dick to him and talked to him like he was shit, because he was supposed to be like the bad and weakest person of the family, you know what I'm saying? So now Langris is probably going to get that developmental arc with my boy Finral, and they're going to be pushing themselves to the limit to see who can get stronger, or who is going to be the head of the family and shit like that, and things are going to start to change. So like, as the time progresses, we're going to see more people start to get involved with this series due to the way they handle development. One, due to how well the climaxes all just start to pan out, and how well they're executing the anime. Like, you know, we have My Hero is something that's extremely hype. You know, they take these months off for like the seasons and stuff like that so they can improve, but like this is like back to back. You know, I didn't expect Black Clover to like come out with a second season and not necessarily have a break for it. You know what I'm saying? They came out back to back, and it was like just there. The writing for Black Clover is really good. Now obviously some people may find it meh, and they find Asta annoying. The biggest put off for this whole entire series is people just saying, oh, I don't like the fact that Asta screams too much. Like, I don't never hear anybody actually complain about like different things outside of that. Now, I will say this, there was moments where the animation was completely shit. I've talked to my friend Shofu, I talked to my friend Pony about it, I talked to a couple of other people about it as well. You know, obviously Asta was screaming and he was talking and his mouth wasn't moving, but that's because of a budgeting issue. You know, when you have a series that's coming out and you don't have like the funds or the animators on the team to do it, it gets really difficult. Because if you guys didn't know, like, Black Clover is short of animators. Like, you know, the animators that work for the Black Clover developmental team are reaching out to their friends on Twitter. You know, they're reaching out for their friends to actually help them, you know, make graphics and make animations for it, because the animators are actually getting laid off, and some of them are quitting, and they're understaffed. They don't have the full team that they would usually have to make this animation go through solid and smoothly. But I will say this once again, you know, as the series goes on and as this arc continues, we're going to see a lot of people start to watch Black Clover, and a lot of people are going to start to bandwagon the show. Now, you might not agree with me right now, but I bet you, soon as what is supposed to happen in the Witches Forest takes place, you will start to see an influx of people actually watching the series. Now, it took a little time to get them to want to get there, but the same thing kind of happened with Boruto. Like, Boruto didn't get a lot of people talking about it like hypely until episode 65. If anything, people were talking down on it. You know, then when everybody saw like the Momoshiki arc and then the choreography and how they revamped it, everybody started talking about it, and that's probably going to be the same thing that takes place around the, you know, Black Clover. So these are my personal thoughts and personal opinions regarding what's going to happen in the future and how I feel like people are going to start to perceive it, you know what I'm saying? So let me know how you feel about Black Clover in the comment section below. Obviously I gave you some tidbits from today's episode, but without going into a full review, just more so just giving you guys my personal thoughts and insights. And with that being said, my name is Shino Ventura. Stay true and stay around. Until next time, see you guys later. Gang gang.